Hey, good morning to you. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Now, today is going to be one of the two biggest days, and I'm still showing that Wednesday will be the biggest day for tomorrow. Now, today your snowfall is going to add up from Montana, North Dakota, and northern Minnesota. At the same time you are getting this snow, you are going to be having thunderstorms, thunder snow. And you can see this as I put it just on composite reflectivity. You don't see the type of precipitation. That you're getting thunderstorms in northern South Dakota. Then it goes from southern North Dakota and carries up through Bismarck. You're getting a lot of thunder snow. You're getting a lot of snow at that time. Then it does carry over into northern Minnesota. While you're getting some snow, you will be getting some thunder snow this afternoon. Then we're going to start getting these storms pop up today for Iowa and southern Minnesota. And all of these storms right here does have some shear. Now the shear is going to be speed shear, but it can still cause a tornado. Then later on, we're still getting the storms in the south for southeast Texas, southern Louisiana, and Mississippi as it raises up all day long. And then we're still going to get later tonight this nasty line all the way from southern Minnesota all the way to Kansas. Now this nasty line right here is going to have a lot of lightning in it. This is going to be major hail, very large hail, overnight into the early morning hours, as well as chances for tornadoes. At the same time, we're going to be having storms in the south, all the way from Louisiana into Mississippi as you go into this afternoon. And this nasty group of thunderstorms is going to have a lot of convection and some shear on them and could be a possible tornado as well. But after the storms in the south, they will move through the Tennessee and Kentucky Valley while we still getting this nasty squall line all the way from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and going into Kansas all night long into the early morning hours. Then as the storms flare up again for tomorrow morning, you're going to start getting storms in the Ohio Valley, and this has some convection on it as well as this big line of storms that's going to be all the way from Missouri down to Texas, passing by Dallas by tomorrow in the AM. This will also stir up some more storms, and it will bulk up east, northeast over Missouri and Tennessee, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, even Michigan. Big nasty squall line as it builds all evening long, and by 9 o'clock at night, it really adds up to a big storm. And the worst part you got to worry about with these storms is these little cells that are in front of them. Because this line is getting made from this front line, making all this lift, bringing all these storms up. What's in front of them is really going to be the issue. Plus all the lightning that is going to be in this line of storms as well. And this is for tomorrow night. But there is a lot going on, as you can see. So let's hunker down. Let's get into the details and see which part is really the worst part that you need to prepare for in your area. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. All I ask, if you know somebody in these impacts, please share this video. Let other people know what's going on. A lot of people don't know until they get alerted on their social media. Plus, don't forget to hit the like button, guys, because that gets us out to more people, as you all know. Hit the like button on this video. Get this information out to more people as possible, especially if you don't use social media. It's the best way to help out. Thank you for your support. Now, as you can see, yesterday we did have a tornado outbreak. 6 tornadoes completes a tornado outbreak, and we did have one that had damage. It had homes that was damaged near Highway 89 and I-40 near Mayflower. But the tornadoes were east of Fort Smith, Arkansas, and north of Little Rock, Arkansas. So it was a pretty nasty line of storms that came through there. I hope everybody is okay. God bless every single one of you. Now for today, you do have this big wind event going on as well, and it's going all the way up to 30% for Iowa, eastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, and northwestern Missouri, as well as over here by Dallas, Texas, where do you have that severe weather? You have a 30% chance for winds to kick up for you as well. But then we have this hail that's going to happen, and it's going to be a lot of large hail, even significant in all this black. Significant size hail is possible. It'll be different times of the days when y'all get this, but it will be significant. Now, the cities and states that's in the chances for the significant severe hail for today: San Antonio, Texas; Dallas, Texas; Austin, Texas; Fort Worth, Texas; Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as well as the 30% that's going all the way up to Omaha, Nebraska. And we have the 15% in the yellow and the 5% in the brown. And your tornado threat for today, you have green, it's a 2%. It is going to be widespread possibilities. But you have the squall line still starting over here by Iowa and Nebraska. And you have significant, severe chance for very strong, violent tornadoes once again in this black, as well as this big brown section for 5%. So listen for your cities is your tornado threat for today. Your significant severe is Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Sioux City, Iowa, and Waterloo, Iowa, as well as a 10% same areas. So the same area that has a 10% has a significant severe that sees strong and violent tornadoes, as well as your 5% all the way down to Houston, Texas, and Dallas, Texas, and all the way down to your 2% down here in the green. An update on your flash flooding for today. You have marginal for flash flooding in all this green in the north as well as in the south, but your slight risk has grown for who's going to see flash flooding for today. Now for tomorrow, you have a big chance for these winds. I'm still showing 50 and up to 60 miles per hour wind gusts. You have a big 15% area in this yellow, but now you got a moderate risk in all this red with a significant chance for very much damaging winds in all this black. So a significant severe for winds tomorrow is Indianapolis, Indiana, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, and Louisville, Kentucky, as well as Little Rock, Arkansas. And your 30% right here in the red. Same areas are going to be seeing significant winds. Your 15% is right here in the yellow, all the way from Chicago, Illinois, all the way down to New Orleans. And it looks like I'm in it as well with the Milwaukee. And you have the 5% as well in the brown for damaging winds. Now you have a 15% chance in all this yellow for hail for tomorrow. We have a significant chance for still very large hail with all these lightning strikes in this black for tomorrow. And your significant severe chances for large hail for tomorrow is Memphis, Tennessee, Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, Bossier City, Louisiana, and North Little Rock, Arkansas, as well as your 15% chance in the yellow and your 5% chance in the brown. And with the squall line forming up also for tomorrow, you have a big 10% area in this yellow for significant tornadoes, because all this black means significant severe, and it's the same area, as well as this big 5% in the brown and a 2% in the green, as well as Pennsylvania and New York. Now your tornado threat for tomorrow, which will be the biggest day, your significant severe is covering all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Little Rock, Arkansas, all the way down to Jackson, Mississippi, as well as your 10% in the yellow, same area, and your 5% in the brown, and your 2% in the green. Now they don't have Pennsylvania and New York labeled in the green. I did notice that, but you are in the 2%. I will update you tomorrow morning as we get closer, but so far I am seeing a line of storms with a lot of lightning in it, so at least you have a hail threat. And you can see that here, you have a 5% chance for hail for tomorrow, and they don't have you labeled there neither, so I will update you tomorrow morning. As well as your flash flooding for tomorrow. This is growing all the way towards Canada. All this marginal in the green, and your slight risk, which has grown in all of this yellow. This is for tomorrow. And then as we go through Thursday, you will have severe weather in this brown. This is as these storms start building back up before they move offshore. And so far, your cities and states in the severe weather risk for Thursday is New York, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Washington, D.C. Now your flash flooding for Thursday is a marginal up here in the northeast and a marginal down here in the southeast. And so far, National Weather Service has this for your precipitation for the next 2.5 days, all the way until Thursday evening, overnight into Friday morning. And you can see how you have 1 inch in all this yellow, but you have 2 inches plus in all of this red. This is why you have all that flash flooding, because that storm that brews up, it's going to be a big squall line, just like what Iowa and Kansas and Nebraska is going to see. And so far for the northeast and southeast is not adding up to too much. I will keep you updated. But everybody in the south is going to see 1 to 2 inches, as well as Mississippi getting a lot of the rainfall. Northern Alabama, all across western Tennessee. Also up to 2 inches for western Kentucky, and getting heavy for southern Indiana. Now, according to National Weather Service, on your snowfall, it will start be adding up by 1 o'clock this afternoon for major snowfalls for Montana and North Dakota. As you go into later this afternoon, that's when you should have over a foot of snow. But when you get in the early morning hours, you got them cold temperatures really moving in, then you're really going to start adding up to a lot of snow, getting by 2 feet by tomorrow morning. And it's going to keep adding up through tomorrow afternoon, and then it's finally going to hit towards Minnesota come Thursday morning. That's where all your major snowfall is going to come in for Thursday morning for Minnesota. And you can also see why you have your hail threat for today. You get all these lightning strikes, all this white. Is chances for strong thunderstorms, dropping a lot of hail and big pockets of white for Texas all afternoon long as it moves over Dallas. Big long line of white in it. That's a lot of lightning strikes. That is a lot of large hail that's going to be dropping down by this evening. That's twice I've seen it. That's anywhere from 4 to 6 p.m. Plus, you get a lot of lightning strikes for Iowa and northern Missouri later tonight. Then we get that squall line that forms up, and you can see how it has nothing but lightning in it. So there's going to be a lot of large hail dropping out of that squall line all the way to 11 o'clock at night. And as it goes for tomorrow, this is going to build right back up for more lightning crossing over Dallas, over northeast Oklahoma. And it does grow, guys, as the day goes along by the afternoon. Look at all the lightning strikes with the white that you're getting all the way from Illinois, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana. Everybody's getting in on that chance for that hail. Tomorrow, y'all really going to be in live streams all day long. It is really going to be a nasty day. Today's going to be really dangerous. Tomorrow, way worse. And these winds are picking up with this storm as it moves in, dropping y'all snowfall, giving y'all blizzard conditions. You can see how you got 40 to 60 miles per hour for North Dakota and South Dakota. That's why you got that blizzard warning. So not only blizzards, thunder snow, it's going to be one heck of a storm, especially for North Dakota. I'd like to see a picture of all that snowfall, to be honest with you. But all these winds are going to move into Nebraska, Iowa, southern Minnesota. It's going to go into Kansas, Oklahoma. And then it's going to fly for tomorrow as you go into their overnight hours. You can see that long squall line did bring 60 miles per hour wind gusts. And it does go towards Missouri, Illinois for tomorrow and gets into the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, as well as Ohio by the afternoon for tomorrow. Not a whole bunch. It does wind down. You do lose a lot of cape as the storms go by, but it does grow all the way until 10 and 11 o'clock for Indiana and Ohio. And then as you go into Thursday morning, you could see 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts for southern and central Michigan. So just be aware, this is going to be a nasty line of storms bringing multiple problems. Now, high resolution rapid refresh is still showing a lot of crazy winds, especially for the higher altitudes for Colorado. But you can tell as you go all the way through this evening, high altitudes of Colorado is getting maybe 100 miles per hour wind gusts, at least 70 or 80. Just be aware of that if you're up there. But it does climb into 50 miles per hour wind gusts as the storm continues. And as you get that squall line later on, it's confirming with the NAM as well. You can't see that far. With HRRR, you get 18 hours. But it gets 60 miles per hour wind gusts in that storm as well. So it's agreeing with the NAM that that storm is not only going to bring a lot of large hail, chances for tornadoes from the speed shear, I will show you, but also a lot of damaging winds. Please be safe, especially for tonight and for tomorrow. Now, these dew points are raising all the way up to later this afternoon, and then it really gets into Iowa, even goes towards Wisconsin by later this evening. Now, when the atmosphere gets filled with all these particulates, then we start getting our thunderstorms built up, and we do have a lot of lift with the Cape values that could give you tornadoes as well. Long-lived cells is what I see. Now, this is your updraft helicity. This is very important when you do severe thunderstorms, especially chances for tornadoes. Okay, it does your wind direction change with height. And as you can see, as you go into this afternoon, we start getting some strong cells for Wisconsin, South Dakota, and you start getting some for Texas as well. Now, the HRRR don't show a lot of strong ones for Texas, and I'll show you what the NAM is showing because the NAM sees long-lived cells as well. And both models have been correct many times on where these tornadoes have hit, especially if you remember that Florida outbreak is exactly where it said. You also get some long-lived cells ripping through South Dakota going into Minnesota all evening long, and then it drops down to Iowa as you start 7 and 8 o'clock. That's when you got this big, what I call a burst effect. You have all these long-lived cells just bursting up and going multiple directions, just flinging a long-lived supercell. This is going to be a big supercell, so just be aware it is going to get nasty and it is going to grow into a big long-lived supercell. And your tornado perimeters are off the charts. As soon as that moisture comes in with that lift, your tornado chances is now a 28 out of 10 chance. 300% chance of getting a tornado by 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. Really from 7 to 9 is when it really brews up the strongest. But it does carry over as you go. Now, as we go through the evening, you can see that all these cells in the south are getting a lot of shear on them. And there is precipitation passing through at that time. And it is a nasty little cell that's going to go all the way from Louisiana into Mississippi. And it is going to keep its shear in front of this line of storms. So just be aware you can have a good chance for a tornado all the way from Louisiana and going into Mississippi. But it does flare down as the evening dies out. As well as northern Texas, your cells start getting some shear on them by this afternoon. But once you get into later tonight, it really bursts up, especially for northern Texas going into Oklahoma. And you can see the cell that's passing through at the time. It is a really nasty little cell that forms up from northern Texas and goes into Oklahoma. And this is from 7 o'clock tonight all the way to 9 and 10 o'clock at night tonight. In Louisiana, yours is from 5 o'clock this afternoon all the way to 9 o'clock tonight when it goes into Mississippi. As well as that squall line that forms up. You have a lot of cells passing through Iowa and Minnesota. And as you can see, you're getting a lot of speed shear on it. It's not the storms that's in front getting the shear. It's in the winds. And then as this front line forms up, you can see the shear in front of this line of storms. This is where you have your chance for your long-lived supercell. And you do have a big, nasty line that is formed up at that time. But if you look at the shear in front of the storm, that's what you want to worry about, is what's in front of it, because that front line is creating this line of storms in front of it. And NAM actually shows all this lift even stronger. Look, you even get a lot of white in there. Haven't seen that in forever. That is over 5,000 joules. But once again, when you look at it, you can see that there is no precipitation in that atmosphere for very strong tornadoes if it did, because that is some very strong cape. That is 5,000 joules, super strong, very dangerous if we had some storms meeting at that time, which we're not. Now I know y'all get told that these weather models is not going to come out this way from what you see, and it's never exact, but it gets real close. If you don't believe me, ask Florida and a lot of other places that I show tornadoes. That's where they happened. But you also can see as this lifts all the way up till tonight, you get that front line squall line, that the whole atmosphere is full all evening long. Even the green way up to Wisconsin. And as you go early morning tomorrow and you keep going till tomorrow evening, it lifts back up again with some very strong lifts and very strong cape. You even got yellow now all the way in Wisconsin. This is all the way by 1 p.m. So the atmosphere stays full with a lot of lift all night long and all day for tomorrow. And Wednesday afternoon is just really going to be crazy. You got this big nasty group of storms that's going to be throwing itself east, northeast, all the way into Canada. You get thunderstorms as it is. But as it's going north, you're going to get this nasty squall line right here from Indiana all the way down towards Texas. And that's going to be going east, southeast. So it's just going to be a lot of craziness, especially for tomorrow. And you can see with NAM 3K what the chances for these long-lived storms. Not only are they showing there is some chances for northern Iowa to have some long-lived storm cells all the way till 6 p.m., but it shows southern Texas has a chance for a long-lived cell that HRRR did not see, and it could be all the way from 4 p.m. all the way to 8 p.m. You could have a very strong long-lived cell. This is towards San Antonio, just to be aware. And it does form up another long-lived cell right before the explosion. You get a cell that forms up in eastern Nebraska right around 7 p.m. And this is the beginning of this big, long squall line that just creates all these cells over Iowa, eastern Nebraska, Kansas, even northwestern Missouri, all the way till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then for tomorrow, it blows up again all over the place. Not only these small storms we have by early afternoon for Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, western Tennessee, western Kentucky. But we also got this big squall line that forms up for tomorrow as well. Puts a lot of long-lived cells all through southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, western Indiana, Arkansas, again, sorry Arkansas, and western Tennessee and northern Mississippi. It really gets some long-lived cells that pass through with that storm. It don't really go to southern Mississippi, so you'll be okay, Danny and Wanda. Just be aware you got some rain coming, that's for sure. And don't forget about the next storm, guys, because I'm still showing your AO, your Arctic Oscillation shows this next cold front is coming down around the 20th, and even deeper around the 25th and 26th. We're going to have multiple systems. And you can see this here with your NAO, your North Atlantic Oscillation, lets you know if you're going up on a high ridge or a deep trough. You can see how you get a bunch of bumps like that. And that is a low pressure, low pressure, low pressure, low pressure. A bunch of little low pressures that do form up from all this sinking air that we're about to get. And you can see this also on your velocity. We get a nasty little storm, and then we get a bunch of bumps, a bunch of sinking air, a bunch of multiple storms that's going to be coming. As it comes from the west to the east, it's just going to be storm, storm, storm. It's just going to brew up across the country. And we do have another one that comes off the east coast somewhere around April 25th. A little too far to be sure, but we could have a nor'easter. But thank you for visiting my channel today. I hope you have a great day today. God bless every single one of you, whether you're going to school or going to work. I hope you have a very great day. Psalm 141. Lord, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. And let me not eat of their dainties. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me. It shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head. For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, as when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God the Lord. In thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. Amen. Have a great day. I know you're all prepared. Everybody's been hearing about this for a while. And if you've been on my channel, you've been knowing about this almost 3 weeks. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. God bless every single one of you and keep you fulfilled and fully restored through this event. And all power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a blessed day. Have a safe day. God be with all of you.